I think it starts with the run game, and play action pass. You earn with the run game.
All right, that was some kind of game. I felt like it was a game of hot potato. Each team going, yeah, you take it, no, you take it. In the end, Dolphins took it, 16-13, sloppy game. Not what I wanted, but for Dolphins fans, we get the win, 2 back-to-back wins, 3 out of 4, going into the bye. 2 very easy game, manageable games that we're probably going to win, or we should win. And then I think the Bengals are going to be one like that too. So I think going into that Steelers game in prime time, Dolphins are looking poised with the win today, however ugly it was, I'll get into that, to be 6-7. Certainly, we can go into this bye week, week and a half, to feel, all right, we did something, a little positive. That's a short-term eval. As a fan, that's all we can do, guys. I know some people want the big pick. They want to get rid of this guy. They want to go in this direction. You know, I want a direction, but the future, who knows what that brings. We got to try to take some joy as we can. And winning this game here, beating the Bills, for the fans who are spending lots of money to see these games, people who are very invested, they love the team, it makes it interesting. And so let's just enjoy that part of it. Clearly, there are things we can get into that should be very positive going forward. Achan's probably, I think he might be the best back in the league now. I thought Cook was playing the best. But Achan, you see some of his numbers, they're insane. And he is the guy driving this whole team. Clearly a super special guy. But there should be concerns, too, about the whole design of it, Tua, McDaniel. But I'll get into all that. Just enjoy it in one half of your brain. I feel like I'm like one of those schizophrenics. You know, I got bipolar. Half of me is like the fan going, yay! And the other half of me is going, the evaluator is, But I'm going to just enjoy the fan part for now. So please like, subscribe, comment, and view all that stuff because it keeps Curtis in the biz. So if you can help me out, that would be awesome. So let's get into the game. First half, McDaniel, you'd figure that after beating the Bills by running the football out of the gate, being physical early, and seeing that the Bills, who are maybe a better team, probably a better team, certainly better quarterback, they went fun ball, they struggled and eventually lost, that he would have kept that same model going into this game. I thought clearly that call on Jack Jones, the pass interference, was one of the worst I've ever seen. It was terrible. How do you have refs like that? It's these calls that kind of make people pissed off and wonder if the game is fixed because it was terrible. And that did give the Commanders 3 points. But beyond that, in the first half, McDaniel set this thing up. And look, people want to paint things bad, good, bad, good. Greer, I believe it, bad. Although there's a small thing, his wheel and deal thing. I always said, hey, man, he got all his picks. He just screwed them up. So there's a little bit of good there, but mostly bad. But with McDaniel, you can't deny whether you dislike the guy or not. He's got this team liking him, playing hard, and that is a positive to him. You can't deny it. But as George from Finn's Faithful had said, I did the post game on the show. He said both these things can be equal at once, that the team likes him, is playing hard for him, but he might not be the right guy. And every win we get is making it easier on Ross to keep him, to go with Tua next year, whether you like it or not, and to keep Champ Kelly. So we got the win here, but McDaniel made it much harder than it should be. I thought we were going to blow this team out, and we should have. We only had 7 carries in the first half. McDaniel got too cutesy and made some ridiculous. So the first drive, we went through poop through a goose. We're in 3rd and short. Then he gets the play in late. Tua gets to the line of scrimmage at 7 seconds, going to 6 seconds. In order to get the play off, whether he added that or it's incorporated into the play, he had 2 motions. So then you get a delay of game penalty, and then you got to go for the 3. That's on the staff. And maybe to a certain degree, if he called the extra motion, it's not part of it. I don't know. I don't know the intricacies of that play. But then you come back and you go to poop to a goose again, and you get Achane on first down to get 8 yards. You're in 2nd and 2, going in the red zone. I think you're like a 12 or something. And then what do? You call a pass to Dulcich, who doesn't go in the right direction, and Tua misses him, and now you're in 3rd and 2. And then you'd get cutesy again with the play action boot. They call a perfect blitz to get in his face, and you got a punt. Why on 2nd and 2 you not bringing Ollie Gordon, just slamming this damn ball in there? And that's where McDaniel he just doesn't seem to learn between this delay to get the plays in. If you watch Mariota the whole game, he get to the line of scrimmage with 15 seconds, 14 seconds. He could be able to stay in there, talk. He was calling his girlfriend up, and he still had time to go. We're constantly getting in there and having to do everything fast. And we got 50,000 coaches, and that ties back to McDaniel long term. If he hasn't figured it out now, when is he going to? And then just the inability to understand the right philosophy. He did run the football. He ran to the exteriors, but he got too cutesy too many times, and it made this game close. Now, second half, we open up. Debo gets a touchdown. Now you're down 13-6. And again, I got to be fair to McDaniel. The tendency for him to start passing the football again and just going to the outside and doing his triple reverses. But he did get balanced. He started running the football inside. Ollie saw some action. Achane, who is a stud. I said Cook might be the best back a couple of weeks ago. And Taylor's really up there. But he's got a great offensive line. What Achane's doing, this guy is an absolute animal. I think he might be the best back in the league because if you gave him one of these great offensive lines, what could this guy do? He's proven he can run inside, outside. He got dinged at the end of the game, so there's a little bit of health thing. But this guy is so special. And McDaniel played a part to bring him here, so you got to give credit where credit's due. So when we come back, we're down 7. We get a big catch by Waddle. There's encroachment by the defense. It's 2nd and 5. He gives Gordon a ball for the first down. He gives Gordon another run. Achane. Then we're at the goal line, and he brings Julian Hill in. It's 3rd and 1, I think. He gave Gordon a ball, which is good, but then Hill makes a poor block. Why is Hill in there? He can block sometimes, but most of the time it's hit or miss. I thought that wasn't wise. And then he went for it on 4th and 1. Just kick the darn field goal. You wouldn't have had to go into overtime. I mean, maybe Washington would have kicked their field goal instead of going for it. But then you could have kicked the field goal at the end and won. I just think that he's overcompensates too often on these 4th down things. And then Wagner gets the PBU on Waddle. I don't know. It seemed like Waddle kind of slowed down his route to settle in. Maybe 2 or 3 or 1. I don't know. I think he should have gone for the field goal. So Washington gets it back in the short. I understand. You go for on 4th down because you're giving it to him on the short. But still, it's just put the points on. But then we stopped them with the punt. I think we had a punt. And then Miami almost gets picked on the deep play. But it was 2 routes in a play action against 6 guys in coverage. There's 5 guys blitzing. But why couldn't you have had some other guys leaking out over the line of scrimmage to dump it off? Because there was nowhere to go. Everybody was covered. And again, I'm not big on McDaniel's route combinations for the most part. But then you get 1st and goal. It's high for Dulcich. You get the screen. And then you get Gordon on the touchdown. You give him credit for that. But McDaniel seems like, I'm not running inside. I'm not running the football. Then he runs too much, and it becomes like he's just like locked in. But you get the touchdowns, 13-13. Juju gets injured on the next drive with Washington. Mariota has the big run. Then they called a stupid play. And then Cosme gets injured, and it's 4th down. You give the defense credit. They stopped him. Okay, but they might not have. We got lucky with Ertz falling down because that could have been a touchdown. So we got a little bit of luck. I mean, the ref screwed us early. McDaniel screwed us early. But the football gods came back and gave us a lot of breaks in that second half. So Miami comes back. A big run by Gordon on the first down, then a screen for loss, then a Waddle drop. It's 3rd and 13. You get a sack on Brewer, and you could have been screwed. And I didn't like the screen on that drive. And it's really, in the end, it was Waddle dropping a football. He's a big-time player. He had 2 big drops in this game. But then you punt the ball, and you could have been done. But we get the miracle punt fumble. Then we get the ball. Achane has some nice plays. He gets dinged on a 3rd and 1. Then you come back. Instead of kicking the field goal with under 2 minutes left, minute 45 or something, I don't remember. Maybe Washington had 1 or 2 timeouts, maybe none. I can't remember. But I would have kicked the field goal. But even if not, McDaniel just gets at this thing like, I'm running inside. So you run inside, and you got Gordon, which is good. But, guys, Jonas struggles at immediate contact. Brewer doesn't have power, and did you see Strange get blown up a couple of times? It was ridiculous. But you run inside, and it's 2 yards to the touchdown, I believe. And he gets blown up. They get the ball back, and they get down to the line. They get down there to win the winning field goal, and they miss. But the chances of him kicking that is pretty high. If we had lost that game, that would have been a McDummy moment. And I just think there was 2 opportunities for him to put those 3s on. You put the 3 on and make them go down. The worst they do is tie. They're going to have to score a touchdown with very little time. They're not really a big, quick play offense. I just thought it was bad on McDaniel. It's just, you're in year 4. You got all these guys, Smith and all these other guys. Why is it just stupid? So anyway, then you get the ball back, I guess, for a few seconds. Waddle gets the drop, and you go into the overtime. I thought it was smart of him to give it to the Commanders. They struggled on offense. I guess they could have drove down for the touchdown, but more likely 3. It was good to put the pressure on them. He might get the ball back, a good position. I thought that was good on McDaniel. And you get the Jones in, makes up for the phantom penalty, and we win. But this feels good for now and for this season, and it tilts it to make it easier for Ross to keep McDaniel. But I just don't feel good about McDaniel. I'm not saying he won't be the guy, he won't get better or whatever, but there was a lot of stuff that didn't need to be in play that McDaniel put in play. You could add in Waddle and maybe 2 wasn't, whatever you want to do. But McDaniel, while he got the guys to play, the acumen, the intelligence, the getting rid of your core problems, they cropped up and almost had us lose this game. So from a fan standpoint, it's like, what are they? The schizophrenic thing, the bipolar. I think I might have said it already in this video. I can't remember. I said it on the Finn's Faithful podcast. I'm like, yay, because you know what? I get to go for a week and almost 2 weeks to be happy. It's happy times. I covered 2 wins in a row, 3 out of 4. I'm going to beat the Saints probably, beat the Jets, and then we'll get the real test. And that's exciting. But my concern long term is that this is allowing Ross to continue this thing with McDaniel, maybe Champ Kelly. There will be no open competition for these 2 core spots. Ross will keep his ownership style in play, and these guys won't turn out to be the right guys. Now, I do think Champ Kelly, if he is the guy, will draft better than Greer. I think this team will end up being more consistent and better without Greer. Yeah, without Greer, I think we'll be better. But it's not about being better, it's being great. And is Champ Kelly theoretically the best GM? Is McDaniel the best OC? Again, they might be the best we can get. I just want to see competition. And so half of me is like, if we get close, if we go into the postseason, it's totally awesome. I keep McDaniel and everything. But if we fall short again and Ross has an excuse to keep him, and then next year it turns out to be, and then we got to rebuild in 27, it's just holding this whole process off. So I am happy. I'm looking forward to see if I'm wrong. I'm looking forward to see if McDaniel can prove me wrong. This team can prove me wrong. And that's good. But overall, McDaniel just not showing to be the guy. Definitely has some good attributes to him. Meaning the players like him, and he does design some nice stuff. But there's too much inconsistency. And same problems keep happening in year 4. How long before the end? So that's it, guys. Enjoy. We can enjoy. Tomorrow, who knows what it'll bring. We'll see. But I think we will get to 6 and 7. And then we'll get a core test. And then we'll see what Ross does. And that's all we can do. So enjoy. Hope you had a good time and didn't get too crazy. My stomach was all over the place. What the hell is this? This is insane. And then we went. I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. Anyway, so enjoy the next week or two, and then we'll get back to it. So Curtis saying, be well, go Fins. Curtis out. Start building your own online sportsbook today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.